Khamenei is dead. He's been killed. It's been reported in the media. Trump put it out on Truth Social now.
The attacks on American interests and assets in Middle East has actually gained another tempo. China does not want to dirty its hands in this kind of conflict.
They have also hit Muslim countries in the region, Arab countries in the region. They hit Qatar, they hit Bahrain, they hit Saudi Arabia.
Few strikes which will like, terrorist kind of strikes they can do. But a full-fledged war, they cannot afford against the naval assets of US which are stationed there.
If you look at geography, there is Iran. And then obviously, if you fire a missile or fire long-range drones at Israel, you have to cross Saudi Arabia, sir.
You will feel that this is the first sympathy wave after death. They will like some steam to come out. These may be organized, orchestrated kind of things which are happening in various mosques and people are coming out and crying.
Show the people that we are attacking US, but more seriously we attack Israel rather than attacking the US, because there is no point in poking the bear.
Yeah. So everything there is underground. There's a terrain advantage to Iran. It has 51% mountainous and desert kind of landscape, where I create more chaos.
Yes.
So then in that calculus, you'll find all these Persian Gulf coastal area countries, they come into play. You asked a very direct question. Will Iran trying to launch Fateh 1 or 2 over Israel? So they can't defend themselves.
So is this a do or die thing, sir, for Iran?
It's almost a death wish.
Jai Hind, friends, you're watching the Daily Brief by Defense HQ. Today I have with me Air Vice Marshal P.K. Srivastav, sir. Sir, Jai Hind and a very warm welcome, sir.
Jai Hind.
Khamenei is dead. He's been killed. It's been reported in the media. Trump put it out on Truth Social now. Do you think this is going to result in regime change in Tehran, sir?
Khamenei is dead is the sure thing. Now we know Iran has also accepted that Khamenei is dead.
Yes.
But is his ideology dead? No. Post Khamenei's death, the attacks on American interests and assets in Middle East has actually gained another tempo. You see a lot of attacks on Dubai, which is supposed to be a center of economic gravity. Also, a lot of American interests are there, and it's filled with CIA kinds of operatives, and so much of cosmopolitan city it is. So, at the moment, ascertaining that yes, Khamenei is dead. Has regime changed? When we talk of regime, we talk of the ideology of the regime.
The ecosystem, sir.
The ecosystem. That's still alive and they're still attacking. But the next question is, how long they can survive? That's a very important question.
Because China is not helping them, sir, and Russia is not helping them. I mean, they might supply weapons to them, but at the end of the day, nobody is going to put boots on the ground to help the Iranians, sir.
Absolutely. China will also not give the weapons. China does not want to dirty its hands in this kind of conflict.
But they wanted some missiles from China, so very recently they'd gone and met with the Chinese.
Yes.
You think that nothing is going to happen?
Nothing is going to happen after the war has started. Yes, there is a route from where Russian help can come. But will that help be sufficient? See, the strength of Iran lies in their missile power. And as per sources, or if you go by whatever the public knowledge is there, they have about 3,000 numbers in their inventory. Of course, numbers also have hypersonic missiles, cruise missiles. And there are ones which are very powerful and they can maneuver at the last moment. So, it has a limited capacity defined by the numbers they possess to attack vital targets in Israel. Israel is ready for that. But it doesn't have a continuous supply of missiles. And the second power is drone power. And if we go by the capacity, industrial capacity, which I'm sure by now has been hit because those areas have been hit, is they make about 100 to 150 missiles per month they can make. And drones, of course, they can make in large numbers.
So, sir, here the question is that they have also hit Muslim countries in the region, Arab countries in the region. They hit Qatar, they hit Bahrain, they hit Saudi Arabia. I don't know for what reason they hit Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Doesn't make any sense because they don't have any bases. There are no American bases from where aircraft took off or missiles took off. But they hit everybody, sir.
They hit everybody because that is what they can do. They want to spread the war. If I'm hit, I will not leave you aside, because they know these countries are US allies. And Al Dhabra air base, which was hit, it has American interest in Dubai. So they will hit all the American interests, because that is what the power they have. They don't have anything going beyond Israel in that sense. So they can't hit the mainland of US.
But I'm sorry, sir, but from mainland Dubai, I don't think there have been any missiles launched or something.
No,
like that.
nothing. Nobody launched anything from these mainlands. They were not
No,
involved.
Dubai's been peaceful, so why would
Dubai
somebody
has
attack
been
Dubai? Sir?
peaceful. That way, Tehran has also been peaceful, though there is a naval base.
Yes, sir.
All these countries were not involved in the strike. It was Israel plus US kind of strike.
They're just saying that we can dirty the waters so much.
We can dirty the waters. We will destroy wherever American interests are and wherever American allies are. And they are, if you notice, they are hitting American bases. They're trying to hit the American interests. Whether they are CIA they feel that CIA is operating from this particular building or area, they have hit some civil areas also. The idea is, if you hit me and I have no other cover, they don't have any air defense cover of worth its name. So they can't defend themselves.
So is this a do or die thing, sir, for Iran?
It's almost a death wish that you say, okay, now since I'm sinking, I'll take you also along. I'll not sink just by that, like that.
So now, I'm sorry, I just want to ask you one very sort of a relevant question here, which has been going on in my mind for a couple of hours. Now, all the Arab countries have said that we will also hit back because we did not attack you. Why did you attack us? You have attacked us, and now we're going to hit you. In fact, these Arab countries were telling the US, don't use our airspace, don't use our land to launch strikes on Iran. It's going to be very bad. For all of us, it's going to be horrible for the Middle East. Don't do it. America did it anyway. Now, but these people are saying, we did not attack you. Why did you attack us?
See, it's a kind of facade which if you are an Iranian and you are the one who's sympathizer of Khamenei, when you sit and calculate your war game, you will say, all these assets are in my proximity. So what are your options? Your options is, if you see the Persian Gulf, they've hit from Kuwait to Dubai.
Sure.
So they've gone along the coastline and they want to, the best bet is that if they choke the world with oil economy and the prices go up, everyone will go and tell Trump
Stop
and
fighting.
Netanyahu, don't fight. This is what they want. This is their best chance, best bet. And you saw
Block the
yesterday.
Strait of Hormuz, sir.
Yes, you saw, and they also know 2 aircraft carriers are sitting there, and they are sitting with their full fleet of ships and other kind of assets. They know they also don't have enormous capacity to really block it permanently. They have few islands where the assets are there. They can pinch, they can poke, but they can really not fully block it. Because if you take care of IRGC naval assets, then what is left? Few strikes which will like, terrorist kind of strikes they can do. But a full-fledged war, they cannot afford against the naval assets of US which are stationed there. So they wanted to bring in a kind of chaos. You saw yesterday, Britain Prime Minister, France, Spain, Germany, everybody came and they said, let's stop this war. And these are NATO countries. So they, in the first wave, they succeeded in sending a message. Now the whole thing is a little changed after the death of Khamenei. Because that means there is a human intelligence on ground available to US and Israel that where is Khamenei, which was the most guarded secret. It means Mossad and CIA are deeply penetrated in the establishment.
In the Iranian security
structure. And that is where, now from here, if you start guessing and war gaming, you will feel that this is the first sympathy wave after death. They will like some steam to come out. These may be organized, orchestrated kind of things which are happening in various mosques and people are coming out and crying. But few days later, you think it will sustain?
No, sir.
No,
Absolutely
not sustain. His son is likely to take over. That's what is being said. But one thing is sure.
I think they have nominated him as the successor, but I think they can neutralize the son also, sir.
They can neutralize the son. So at the moment, everyone there knows the time is limited and whatever impact they can make, they're trying to make it. That's why you saw the escalation in missile strikes. And there's a strategy always we talk about in military terms. You also know it.
Sure.
They escalate to de-escalate.
Yes, sir.
So maybe it is part of that. They are in a way saying that let's de-escalate.
So I want to ask you that, they tried this in Iraq, they tried this in Libya, they tried this in so many places. I'm talking about the USA, sir. So they entered Iraq and they killed Saddam Hussein, sir. And then they entered Libya and Muammar Gaddafi was gone. And they have a habit of doing that. They picked up Maduro. Now, Venezuela is largely stabilized because the old regime is there.
Continue.
It's continuing. So only Maduro has been removed. Otherwise, it remains exactly the same that it was 6 months back or 1 year back, sir. So the question here is, let us say there is a regime change in the sense that the current structure falls. They manage to kill everybody and the current structure falls. Do you see chaos in Iran?
Chaos. Absolute. Venezuela and Iran are not comparable. There they just took out Maduro.
Yes.
And the same establishment continued with whatever kind of deals they made with them. But here, there is a battle with ideology. There's not battle with a particular person. And if the ideology continues, if IRGC structure continues, then the change in ideology has not taken place.
And you can't kill an ideology by using a fifth generation fighter.
Fifth generation fighter.
You can't do that.
So you have to bring in from within. So the next plan is, it appears now, the plan is weaken that structure almost to a thing which is irrelevant. So they have to further decimate IRGC. Minab school tragedy which happened, actually that was an attack on naval base, IRGC naval base, because that is very close to the choke point. They wanted to take it out. They were successful and not successful. That means that naval base is still remains, and it's underground city. So everything there is underground. There's a terrain advantage to Iran. It has 51% mountainous and desert kind of landscape. If you put boots on ground, you cannot sustain. They can fight guerrilla war forever. With what
So I don't think America ever
So
wants to put boots
America
on ground, sir.
will not dare to put boots on ground. So it is not Iraq where they put boots on ground.
Yes, sir.
It's not Libya in that sense. So Iran also, it has a fighting spirit and it also has its own culture. And these things are very important for a nationhood. Iran believes that it's a nation, it's a culture, it's a kind of, it has place and it has its own prestige in globe.
So do you think, I understand the culture part of it, sir. Now, I'll come back to the military aspect. Do you think they're going to use their hypersonic missiles against their aircraft carriers and destroyers? What have they to lose? If they use it, sir.
So now, if you look at Iran and you are the Iran's strategic planner, because we all have lived in military.
Sir.
Now Iran has nothing to lose. They know the fighters are there in their airspace and they can do whatever they want to do.
Yes.
So as they have some about 100 to 200 launches, out of which some must have been decimated, that's what I think by now. As long as those launchers are available, Iran has the ability to throw some missiles at whatever place they want to throw. So you asked a very direct question. Will Iran trying to launch Fateh 1 or 2 over Israel?
And US naval assets.
And US naval assets, actually the assets are so strong. They can launch hundreds of sorties per day. And these assets, the aircraft carriers, have one order from all presidents, commander-in-chief, that if you're attacked, you don't need any order from anywhere, you can act independently. In that backdrop, the military planners in Iran, they would like to punish Israel better than they punish and engage US.
So you think there could be an idea that let's drive a wedge between Israel and US, in which we show the people that we are attacking US, but more seriously we attack Israel rather than attacking the US, because there is no point in poking the bear.
Yeah. So we have limited assets of war fighting. Where do I use and where I hurt most? My enmity with Israel goes longer than what it is with the US.
Yes.
US enmity came because of Israel.
Yes.
Because they were supporting Israel so intensely and their bosom buddies. So he has to make a choice. You got a limited number of hypersonic missiles. Before you go down, who should you bring down along with you? It's that kind of thing. So Israel, but I think Israel has now capacity to stop those hypersonic missiles. And I wish that they have it, because they got THAAD there, they got Arrow 3 there, they got David Sling there, they got Iron Beam there, and they got Iron Dome there. So at all levels, they should be able to engage.
It's a layered defense.
It's a layered defense. And THAAD is same HTK kind of weapon system. a hit to kill kind of weapon system, and right up to 150 kilometers of engagement. A missile which is launched, even a hypersonic missile will become hypersonic in the terminal phase. When it's launched, it will give at least 10 to 12 minutes for this site to see where it is going. So, succeeding hypersonic missile succeeding and landing in a critical place in Israel, that would be a real game changer. And I presume that Israel has factored this into their calculation, and they know they can stop it, because this will be the last ditch attempt by them, and they would like to do it. But not letting them succeed has to be your main weapon. You know that you can stop it, and if you cannot stop it, then there's a big problem.
So, and my last question to you is, sir, that if you look at geography, there is Iran, and then obviously, if you fire a missile or fire long-range drones at Israel, you have to cross Saudi Arabia, sir, and Jordan. And in the past, whenever Iran has done it, Saudi Arabia and Jordan have, used their air defenses, used their air force to physically shoot down Iranian missiles and drones. Do you think that could happen again, sir? Because Iran has attacked them.
So it will happen. It would happen otherwise also. That's what the Iran's calculation is. Whether Saudis are disturbed or not disturbed, they would have done in any case, like Jordan does, like Iraq does. They intercept. So this was a given scenario. But what you're talking about, if you're talking about ballistic missile, it'll go beyond the atmosphere and then re-enter the atmosphere. So if they can intercept it, then Israel can also intercept it. You need a different kind of setup to intercept these kind of missiles. So it will be intercepted by the system which is available in and around Israel. They will become active, and they have time for that. It's not that it will go in few seconds over there. They have time, they have a trajectory, they will plot it, they will know it, and they will engage it. So I'm pretty sure now the question becomes very important. If I have got a weapon and I want to just show destruction before I go down,
which weapon should I use?
How? I use which weapon and against whom? Where I create more chaos.
Yes.
So then in that calculus, you will find all these Persian Gulf coastal area countries, they come into play. So I do not know the thinking, but if I'm making a last ditch attempt, that I am going in any case. So therefore the great thing would be for US and Israel to understand that we have put them down, now start sending messages that yes, we will not further attack. Let's get back to the negotiating table.
So that is the play that
is the play which I feel will play out,
sir,
in some time to come.
Right.
If some thinking individuals are there and they are thinking that yes, let this man not be so crushed that he uses the last weapon, Brahmastra, which happened in Mahabharata. So you have to take lessons from them, that kind of thinking, and see, okay, we got them going. Now things are changed. They are decimated and they are desperate for some kind of, coming on the negotiating table on our terms. So if that happens, that kind of messaging takes place. And then inside you have your own agents, Mossad and, CIA agents, those who are trying to give support to all uprising. So these two combined together, there's a good chance that in next 2-3 days, some kind of effort will be done to bring this kind of destruction under control.
Thank you for joining us, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Daily Brief by Defense HQ. I'm going to be back again tomorrow with another special guest. Till then, take care. Jai Hind.